It's Wednesday, February 20th, and I'm your host, Paula Hersey. On Barnstable Today, we explore the Barnstable Business Portal, get ready to greet summer visitors, and celebrate the Centerville Library. First up, municipal news and notes. Last year, the Housing Court was expanded to the Cape and Islands. However, the closest location of the court was in Plymouth, Mass. Effective Wednesday, February 27th, Housing Court cases will be heard in Barnstable at the Barnstable Division of the District Court, 4th Session, located at 3195 Main Street in Barnstable. The Housing Court hears eviction cases, small claims cases, and civil actions involving personal injury, property damage, breach of contract, discrimination, and other claims. The Housing Court also hears code enforcement actions and appeals of local zoning board decisions that affect residential housing. Whether the preference is to locate a business along a high-traffic commercial corridor, the industrial park area, or in a vibrant small village setting, the town of Barnstable has it all at its business portal. There's so many tools that the town of Barnstable offers for new businesses or existing businesses to get started. With me today, Elizabeth Jenkins, Director of Planning and Development. A brand new tool just launched. It's really cool. As an old web developer, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Tell us about the new tool that's out there for people to find places to site their businesses.
So we just debuted a new web-based application. It's called the Barnstable Zoning Portal, and it lets businesses or residents or certainly any member of the public go in and look at potential places where businesses may be permitted by zoning. So basically it takes our zoning code, which is pretty lengthy and sometimes not always really easy to understand, and our zoning map, which again has a lot of different layers on it. You get zoning and overlay zoning on top of overlay zoning sometimes, so not always really accessible and user-friendly. So it takes kind of these technical resources and translates them into a user-friendly interface that helps you understand where uses are and are not permitted by zoning, and what other sort of zoning permissions you might need to get a business up and running. So just an example, if you go to the Planning and Development homepage and click on Barnstable Zoning Portal, you can enter the portal and type a use. So let's say you type in yoga studio or restaurant. Sometimes there are certain sort of conditions, things that it wants you to clarify, because not all uses are permitted in the same way in every place. So is it a restaurant? Is it a fast food restaurant? Is it a sit-down restaurant? So there might be some kind of follow-on questions you answer there to narrow the scope, and then it produces a really clean and, again, very easy to understand zoning map, interactive, where you can click on different highlighted areas, and it lets you know whether that use is permitted meaning allowed, or whether you might have to get permits from a board, or whether or not it's not allowed there. So again, it's just kind of a way, instead of really digging into that zoning code and zoning map, which can be confusing, a way to kind of get an initial take on those land uses. And we really like to think about it as a tool to help start a conversation with our professional planning staff, who again, zoning can be hard to interpret, and that's why we have again, great staff, planners, and those who support them that can help you clarify those results. So it's a great way to again do some kind of initial discovery, learn a little bit about Barnstable and its zoning regulations, and then get a direct line to staff, planning and development staff, who can help you answer some questions.
Right. I know you mentioned that the zoning regulations can be some dry reading, I guess we'll call it, but really, this tool is made for everybody, not just like big developers. It's made for the smaller businesses too?
Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what it was geared for, was this idea that, again, you can take, kind of the way we refer to land uses every day and kind of go and noodle around a little bit in the zoning map and zoning code, and kind of see how things apply. So, and what it's nice is it does kind of import those layers of regulation. So maybe if you're not thinking about how a water protection overlay district might fit in, it'll do all that homework for you, and again, just give you kind of an initial place to start, and then you can reference the regulations right in there, or it can hook you right up with staff to start that conversation about exploring permitting.
So how does this help your department? I know that, it gives a jumping off point for your staff, but how does it help your department?
Again, I think it helps take technical information and translate it to the public. We get a lot of calls from people with initial inquiries, so people like, I think, to be able to explore on the web sometimes before they call town staff.
Right.
So it offers businesses that, and it helps save staff time. If people are just kind of calling with some general inquiry, they can take a look at this tool first, and then make the call. Again, with the big caveat: always, if you have a question before you buy any property, before you go out and get permits, even just to confirm the results, please reach out to staff. And so this project has it's a great opportunity. One that kind of I have to say fell in our lap. It came to us through the Cape Cod Commission. They piloted this tool with Barnstable as well as Yarmouth and Mashpee, so they could get this kind of ability to look in different towns kind of that are in the same contiguous area, and have been our partner and offered us this tool as part of a 1-year pilot program.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Really well done. It's super easy to use. I mean, there wasn't any, crazy ways to have to navigate through screens. It was very accessible, as in you could use it on any device.
Yep.
And one of the things that I would ask is what happens if your type of business isn't in there?
More often than not, you're going to find your type of business in there, but again, it is a translation of our existing zoning code.
Right.
We do make some inferences. So, for example, if you opened up the zoning code, there's going to be a category for something called personal service.
Okay.
So what does that mean? What's a personal service? But if you type in things like a hairdresser or a nail salon, it's going to again connect you with those use categories in the code. If by an off chance you find a really creative land use that we haven't thought of yet, just go ahead and give us a call. Don't by any way infer that that use isn't permitted under zoning. It just might need a conversation.
Right.
So give us a call.
So you do have a couple of initiatives out there, Chapter H as well as the Highway Business Improvement District. Does this tool get updated when those types of things get updated?
It does. So it's hosted by a company out of San Francisco called Open Counter, who is specializing in this, again, kind of taking permitting and regulation and translating it for the general public. So we have a contract with them, and they will update those changes pretty much in real time as they roll out.
And what is the website? That it's Barnstable.
Barnstable Zoning Portal. I think it's barnstablezoningportal.com.
Okay. But you also have a full business Barnstable website, so we won't spend a whole lot of time on it, but there's an enormous amount of tools. And some of the things that we sometimes hear from business owners is it's so hard.
Yeah, I know. And sometimes it is hard, and we're trying. Barnstable has a really serious commitment to trying to make it easier, both understanding the process and making sure those regulations are right-sized for business. But we set Barnstable Business, businessbarnstable.com up about a year ago as a business resource website. Just that, somewhere where you could kind of go, if you're a new business, you don't know anything about Barnstable, learn a little bit about the town and its advantages and what we have to offer. And then if you're an existing business looking to expand or a new business looking to locate here, again, some of a clearinghouse for all of the resources we do have. So something we've been rolling out are the business guides. We just did a new restaurant guide. We have a full business guide. We're working on a pop-up guide right now, so it'll give you access to all of those. It'll give you links to all the sort of other regulatory departments, and then it'll hook you up with other sort of business resources that we have. If you're a big business that's looking at tax incentives, you can get information there, information with our partner organizations. So again, it's just kind of a clearinghouse of information.
Right, and continuously added to as you develop new tools. That's where these are going to come.
Exactly. Yeah. So just
Excellent.
that clearinghouse for anything a business might want to know in terms of interacting with our municipality.
So it's safe to say that Barnstable's open for business.
It is.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paula. I always appreciate the visit. It's great.
Centerville Library books wrapped in brown paper, nestled in with the produce and sundries at the general store. The humble beginnings of the Centerville Library celebrates 150 years as a community gathering place. 150 years of community. Here at Centerville Public Library, they're celebrating. Anita, this is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. We're very happy to be celebrating our 150th anniversary, and people are coming in and enjoying what we have to offer.
Right. So let's talk first about the panels that are here. This is giving you a full history of the library of the past 150 years.
That's right.
Walk us of, I know you know the start of the library. It's a wonderful story. Give us that background.
Sure. Well, one of the people that lived in the village was Eugene Tappan, and he was the school teacher, and he had the idea of starting a library. He got together with some villagers, and they decided to put books in Hallett's General Store. So next to the provisions, they had books wrapped in brown paper bags, and they had volunteers come in and loan out the books on Saturdays. Yeah.
And the volunteers have come all 150 years. The volunteers here at the library, from this event to all the events that you hold, your fundraisers.
That's right.
Tell us about the community of Centerville Library.
Yeah, we have a special community here. People just have a warmth toward the library and to the people that work here. They feel comfortable coming in, spending the morning, having some coffee that we offer, and just chatting. And not only do they just come in and hang around, they do a lot of reading, of course, and they help out in so many ways. We have over 100 volunteers, whether they're working at the desk, helping out, shelving books in the adult circulation department, the children's room, and also our bookstore too. We have a volunteer-run bookstore that brings in a lot of money into the library, and people love going down there. It's run by 2 board members, so it's all volunteer, and of course the community comes and brings in their books. You know, so we get hundreds of donations every week, and of course we can't use them all, but a great number of them we do sell.
That's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
And when you talk about community here in the Centerville Public Library, it's a gathering place.
It is, definitely is.
Yes,
yeah.
to come and check out books, but people don't check out books and leave. They come
Right, they do.
and they stay for
Yeah.
activities. Give us a little
Yeah,
indication of the types of activities that
Sure.
Centerville Library does.
We have so many activities going on now. We have our ongoing programs, whether they're monthly or weekly. We have book clubs. We have health and wellness opportunities. We have blood pressure screenings, and we give out information. We have a nurse that comes in and gives out information to the community. And then we have our coffee house that meets once a month. So those are some of our ongoing programs. Plus, we also have a gentleman who comes in and meets with people to help them with their computer needs. And he puts in over 1,000 hours every year helping people, and it's all free.
Right. And something new this year, too, or within the past few years, is TED Talks.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
wonderful, where we sometimes view those by ourselves in our homes, but you come to the library to see a TED Talk?
Yeah, we have a beautiful facility downstairs. We have a projector and plenty of seating. So some people don't know about TED Talks, but some people do, and they have seen, the videos on the computer. But they like the idea of coming in and meeting with other people, sharing ideas. So we have a little discussion afterwards. So that's one of the programs that we have. And we do this right now we call it TED Talks at 10. So we have it on Mondays for the next few weeks.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And the one other thing that I wanted to mention that I thought was really wonderful is that you're bringing sound into the library, where it's normally a quiet place, but you're doing an open mic.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that is downstairs, and it is after hours. But yeah, people do chat here, you know. I know sometimes people need a quiet space, and we do offer that. We have a beautiful reading room, the Pourvu room. We have the Or room, where people can go in and talk. The teen room is another place where people can gather and do tutoring. So, yeah, we have people talking. Yeah.
I always remember, use your library voice.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I know there's lots of activities planned around your 150th, but one of the just amazing 20th century, I guess, event you would call it, is the release of your app, a walking tour of Centerville.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we worked in conjunction with an organization that helps libraries, helps promote library events, and
We worked with Britt Biedenbender, who is a town councilor, and she's written a book about Centerville. So we worked with her on the history of Centerville, and we put together this great tour that starts at the library, and it's on an app, so you just take it with you and you walk around to visit the different buildings. Well, you can go into the general store, the country store, certainly, and the museum. The other places, it's just you walk around, and then you can finish over at the at Four Seas with an ice cream, and then come back to the library. So it's a nice little history of the village, and it's fun. It's about a 40-minute walk.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What would you tell residents out there that haven't visited a library recently about coming here to Centerville Library? What do you want them to know?
Well, first of all, we're very welcoming, and we always have the coffee going. We have so many different programs. If it's just that you want to stop by and go to some of our art exhibits, we have monthly art exhibits, so you can just come in and take a look at what we have. Many of the artists have their things for sale, so we offer that. So many programs from like I mentioned, the health and wellness programs that we offer, yoga, bridge. There's a writer's workshop.
Right.
So there's so many things that if people want to get involved, that we do offer a lot of ways they can get involved. Yeah.
And if they want to volunteer for the library, how do they go about doing
Well,
that?
they can contact me, Anita Bennett, or Pat Stacy, and fill out an application, tell us what you're interested in, what you'd like to do, and we'll get back in touch with you, and we welcome people, to come in, and it's amazing. We have volunteers that start off doing one thing, and then we have this one volunteer who said, you know what, I could really help you with your flowers. So she's taken over the role of putting together the flowers that we have outside and tending to our beautiful flowers here in the window. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations
Thank
on the
you very
150th.
much. Yeah, appreciate
May it
it.
be another 150 years.
I hope so. Thanks very much.
Gateway greeter Grace Rogers has some fantastic news. Summer is coming, and now is your chance to plan for a successful season at the Bismore Park Welcome Center. This polar vortex actually has us thinking about summer already. With me today, Grace Rogers with the Gateway Greeter program for Bismore Park. Grace, summer's coming, right?
Oh, a few months away, but we're getting there.
But you're already gearing up for summer. So let's start off with telling folks, what is the Gateway Greeter program?
The Gateway Greeter program was established in 2015, and it's located in the hub of Barnstable, Hyannis, right here. And really the goal is to make sure that everybody's experience, including residents and visitors, is enhanced and that it's better and that everybody has better access to information about the town resources as well as how they can enjoy their day on any given summer day. So.
Right. So most of the resources are right there, literally at the harbor. People getting off the boats and coming down to visit. You've been a gateway greeter down in that area. Tell us a little of that experience. People get off, and do they know where they are?
Sometimes it's pretty exciting. Sometimes people actually fly to the island, so taking the ferry back, they're uncertain where they're located, and that's why we're there. Other people do their homework and they have their whole day planned out, their whole vacation, but sometimes we have little tidbits, of course, about how to enjoy your day in the sand. Other than that, people come down for a day trip and they say, what do we do? And we're happy to help.
And this is where the brochure program comes in, what we're talking about today. So, I come in and I might have an idea of one activity that I want to do, but I kind of want some ancillary things around. So what is the brochure program? How does that help enhance a visit?
Absolutely. So the brochure program really is a way to kind of crowdsource all of the networks that we have available and resources, and it's really open to anybody ranging from arts and culture for nonprofit businesses to for-profit, and they are given a space from $100 if you're a nonprofit cultural to $150 if you are a for-profit cultural organization, and then $200 for-profit for the entire season, which is from April to December. And they have the ability to put any brochures, flyers, anything that they think that would help the program and to market their business in the Welcome Center, which is great because it goes from everything from accommodations for lodging to restaurants to flyers about what you can do throughout your day, different events, anything from 5K fundraisers. It's just everything. So if people need something to do, if people are looking for certain answers, even for residents, it's the place to go.
One-stop shop.
Absolutely. That's
Right.
what we're trying to do.
There's some retail therapy there too, right?
Oh, of course.
Of course. So how do organizations and businesses get involved with this program?
So there's multiple ways to access this. One being if you go to the town website under the Planning and Development Park Management, if you click on to the left the Welcome Center, right underneath in the blue square is the brochure program. You click on that, the application is right there. They can download it, they can fill it out, they can read the flyer for more information. Other than that, they can always call Planning Development and we can help them as well.
Right. So, and this is a full printed, so people who do rack cards or trifolds or things like that, what if it's oversized? It doesn't always fit in that rack.
So we do encourage trifolds only, your typical brochure that you can pick up, throw in your pocket, in your purse. We do have a few different racks for a full size, but we try to keep it to the average size brochure.
Right. And do you have some deadlines on this? Because, yes, it is the winter, but it's going to come fast.
Yes. Our deadline is right around April 16th.
Okay. And do they have to provide a certain number of brochures to this, or is it a 100 and done?
Well, so the Welcome Center, we see over 20,000 plus visitors. Wow. So we always ask for 1,000 right off the bat to be printed. And then when we start running low, of course, doing inventory, we'll contact them for more.
All right. Anything else you want to tell folks about the program or about the Welcome Center?
We're just very happy. We can't wait for the summer season. And yeah, we just hope it gets warm soon.
Exactly. Come summer soon. Thanks, Grace.
Thank you.
Here's a look at things to do, places to go, and people to meet. Osterville Library, in collaboration with Osterville Village Association, has scheduled their Keep Osterville Beautiful Cleanup Day for this Saturday, February 23rd. Meet at the library at 10 a.m. There will be some garbage grabbers and some trash bags. If you have gloves, bring them. Spend an hour or so picking up trash and making new friends. This is a great event for those high school students who need some community service time. Now for a look at upcoming meetings for boards, commissions, and committees. comments, suggestions, accolades? Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram, email us, or send us an old-fashioned note by carrier pigeon. Channel 18 works. For you, I'm Paula Hersey, and thank you for watching Barnstable Today.